according to the likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish, over the sea, over the birds of the air, over all the earth. So when the Lord created you, he created you in his likeness. And he said that you should have what? Dominion. You should have dominion. And when you read Genesis chapter 1:28, I'm going fast because when you're dealing with altar, it's much prayer. So that I just want you to know the authority that God has given you and what the devil has robbed you of, so that when we pray, you know exactly what to pray. Genesis 1 verse 28, it says, then God blessed them. So God blessed who? He blessed Adam and Eve. God blessed them. And God said, be fruitful and multiply. Meaning that when the Lord created you, everything that you touch have to be what? Fruitful. Your marriage have to be what? Fruitful. Your health have to be what? Fruitful. Your children have to be what? Fruitful. Every area, your education have to be fruitful. You shouldn't be single, because he said multiply. It means like he wanted you to have a husband, to have children. Every good thing that you can think of is what God created you to be. He has crowned you with glory and honor. But I want you to know that when you have an evil foundation altar, they will rob you of these things. So any calamity, like anything that you can think of, any bad thing, singleness, barrenness, premature death, is because of the evil altar in your foundation speaking. And when that evil altar is speaking, it doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter. Nobody overcomes altar. If it is the rule in the family, everybody have to obey that, because there's a principality, because the altar is speaking, and when the altar speaks, it gives a demon like an assignment. So in the family, like in case like, for example, I just want this to be practical so that everybody will understand. For example, if like in your family, there's a altar of like premature death, it doesn't matter what you do. You will die. You can just stay in your house and decide not to go anywhere. A car from nowhere will come and hit your car. Hit your house so that you can die. Even for example, if there's like in your family, if there's an evil altar speaking about teenage pregnancy, it doesn't matter. Like in case that you are the mother and you try to protect your child and you keep your teenage girl in the house, you don't let them go anywhere. Trust me, if the girl do not go anywhere, somebody in the family, whether the brother, whether the husband, will rape that child to be pregnant, because that's what the altar is saying. Yes. So whatever the altar is dictating, that foundation from your family is speaking, nobody has the power to go scot-free. Everybody has to follow that rule, unless someone stands up and pull that altar down and erect the altar of God, for that altar of God to speak. So it does not matter. Like I have an example. There was this lady in Ghana, and I think like in her family, it was premature death. So she knew, because for some families it's like 40 years, 30 years, everyone goes. So this lady, I think like it got to her turn, so she knew about it. So she was in the car, and then she found out the car was gonna have an accident. So she decided that she knows that if that car have an accident, she's gonna die. So she jumped out from the car trying to save herself. The car just hit wherever that she jumped to, and she was just smashed. And she was the only one that died. It was the altar that was speaking, because it was her turn to go. If an evil altar from your family, from your foundation, is speaking against you, the only thing you can do, you cannot save yourself. You can only run to the altar of God. Yes. That's the only thing that can save you. And every great man understands this, because if you don't fight, if you don't pull the altar down, the altar will speak. And there is no way that you will be able to escape it. Only God can take you out. Amen. So right now we're gonna look into. So now we know, or we all understand And I want each and every one of us, for the Africans and the Caribbeans, they know that there's an altar, evil foundation altar. I also want all my other Christian sisters and brothers to know that it doesn't matter where you come from, whether American, whether white, there's an evil foundation altar. Because like when you look at the Romans in ancient time, they were sacrificing. Like every time that they would go to war, they had gods that they sacrificed to. So they have all those. So everybody have evil foundation altar. And then if you can also look close in your family, you can see a pattern that everybody follows. For example, in Ghana, I knew this family, like in their family, right? I have to give examples so that everybody can understand, so that when we pray, we can now relate to it. Because sometimes when you talk about altars, it looks so big and people cannot connect to it. So this family, I knew in their family, what happened was that the men are always, like, it doesn't matter. They can be doing so well, but as soon as they marry, the lady in that family has to be a breadwinner. You can be doing so well, but as soon as you marry into this particular family that I'm talking about, the lady has to be the breadwinner. Whatever be the case, the men will just lose their money or whatever it is, they will just lose it. And then also in that particular family, the ladies are hardworking, they work, and they are like the breadwinner. Then I was like, what is this? So then I knew this family, like the man was so rich in Ghana. The man was so rich and the children were going to good school, best schools. They were doing well, so the lady was just enjoying. And that lady comes from that family that had that evil altar that the woman had to be the breadwinner. So I was like, oh, as for her, she was dead. But then what happened was that she traveled here. Like when she traveled here, she came with the children. And when she came with the children, for some reason, the husband couldn't come. So when the husband couldn't come, even though Ghana, the husband had a lot of money, like every single time that he changed the money to American dollars, it's not enough to take care of all the children, their school and everything. So the lady had to now start working. The lady has to do 2-3 jobs. So definitely, the kids still catch up with her. Even though in Ghana she was fine, but because she didn't pray against it when she came here, the money that the husband was spending wasn't enough. So she still had to work so hard, 3 jobs, be like the breadwinner, take all the kids to school, to college and everything. And after the kids grew up and everything, she went back to Ghana. So then I figured, I was like, yeah, the kids, even though the husband was still okay, she still have to, the altar has to still move her from Ghana to come here, to come and suffer the same thing that in this family, the ladies, they have to take care of the men. Like, I'm telling you, you don't play with the altar. You don't play with the altar. Like at first, I never understood it until like I started learning about it. I was like, yeah, most of our problem is this altar dictating to us like how our life should be. And I want you to know that as a child of God, just as we learned here, the Lord has do what? Crown you with what? Glory and honor. He has given you dominion, power, authority. The altar in your foundation, evil foundation altar from your family cannot dictate to you as a child of God. Amen. You have to stand up and fight and pull every altar down. Amen. So that your glory and your honor will shine. Amen. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. So in the Bible, we're going to look at one person and after that we will pray. So when you look at the life of Gideon, when you read Judges chapter 6, 11 to 16, Judges chapter 6, 11 to 16, so Sister Kathy, if you can help us with that one.
And there came an angel of the Lord, and sat under an oak which was in Orah, that pertained unto Joshua the Asbarite. And his son Gideon threshed by the winepress to hide it from the Midianites. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us, and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? And he said unto him, O my Lord, where shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man.
Amen. So we can see here that Gideon, the angel of the Lord said to Gideon, the Lord is with you, you mighty man of valor. So we know that the Lord, in the eyes of God, God created Gideon to be what? A warrior, a mighty warrior. That with him alone, him one man, he can deliver and he can smite and defeat what? The Midianites. But because of an evil altar from his father's house, he was reduced to be what? A wine presser. Like what he was doing, he was just taking those fruits, making the wine and hide it from the Midianites. Because if he doesn't hide it from the Midianites will come and take all those harvests, take it away. So he was reduced to be a wine presser. I'm telling you, if an evil altar is speaking against you, it doesn't matter what you do. You can work so hard, but all your money will go in drain. Like you don't even know how the money will vanish. If an evil altar is speaking against you, hardship, suffering, you will be working. Like it doesn't matter what you do. Like whatever you touch, instead of it being fruitful, it will not yield anything, and you cannot explain. You're working hard, but it's like for other people in their eyes, it will be like you lazy, but you're not lazy. You're working, just that you can't account for anything. If an evil altar is speaking about you, about singleness, you can be pretty. You can put on all the weight, you can do all that, you can have a good character and be so nice. So like I know some ladies, they are so nice to the men. They will use you and still they will not marry you. Because it's not you, it's the evil altar speaking. If that evil altar is speaking about your children, like in case like in your foundation, it's about your kids. And maybe your kids, like in that family, all the male have to end up in jail. I bet you take your child to a Christian Bible school, put them, it doesn't matter. That child will find himself with a friend who will go and do bad things, and they will add him. He will end up in jail because that's what the altar is saying. Until you pull that altar down, it doesn't matter what you will do. It doesn't matter. This man was mighty man. With him alone, like Samson, the Lord was saying, I will defeat all the Midianites. I will defeat them. But this God, and one thing you have to know, if the altar is speaking, if you have an evil altar in the foundation speaking, you can be so possessed with like riches. Like sometimes I see some ladies, right? You see them, and me, I'm a lady, but I see them, I say, oh my God, this lady is so beautiful. From head to toe. But then when you begin to talk to the lady, you can see, low self-esteem. Jesus. Low self-esteem. Putting a lot of makeup on. I was like, girl, you're so cute, you don't need all this makeup on. But to her, if she don't put that on, that's that's when I knew that when altar is speaking.
Hey.
And you know, one thing is that men can sense it. They can sense women who don't value themselves, who just show themselves like that, and they will just use you and dump you. But trust me, it's not the lady, it's the altar speaking. Because you know, this Gideon, he was mighty man. But then what did he say to the Lord? He said, Lord, I am weak. In my father's house, we are the least. Even the crown that I come in Manasseh, we are the least. Because altar can bewitch you.
Yes.
Altar can bewitch you, and it can change the way that you think.
Yes.
Altar can bewitch you. Because if an evil altar in your foundation is speaking that none of you can finish high school, trust me, you can be so smart. 11th grade, they will drop out. Because you cannot, the altar is saying you cannot finish high school. So that's what you have to do. You will drop out. And then like later on they'll say, but I don't even know what came upon me. Like I didn't feel like, no, it was the altar speaking. It was the altar speaking. Altar manipulates. Altar.
Yes.
It will alter your life. Alter.
Yes.
Alter. Altar. So then the Lord said, no, Gideon, that's who you see yourself to be. You are a mighty warrior. With you alone, Gideon. I've crowned you with glory. I've crowned you with honor. Like when I formed you, I gave you power to dominate. I gave you authority. I gave you power. You cannot sit down for these Midianites to always come and steal your harvest, to steal everything that belongs to you. You have the power, but now you are not seeing clearly because of the evil altar in your foundation. In order for you to take your rightful place, you have to go to your father's house. Pull down that altar of Baal, and Gideon, you will be able to defeat the Midianites.
Amen.
And I'm telling you that today, if you will pull that evil altar from your foundation, whatever that is fighting you, it will give way and you'll be able to possess your possession.
Amen.
Because this morning, Reverend K said that some of us, we have lost so many things. So many things that the Lord has to restore. But, you know, in order for the Lord to restore, this evil altar have to be pulled down, have to come down. Amen. It has to come down. So then when you read Judges chapter 6, verse 14, he said, then the Lord said, go in his might of yours, and you shall save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. You shall save them because I've given you the power. I've given you the authority. Gideon, you will be able to save the Midianites. You will be able to save them. And then the Lord commanded him that before you be able to defeat them, I want you to go to your father's house and pull down the altar. And that's in Judges chapter 6, verse 25. So let's read that one. And then after we pray.
Now it came to pass the same night that the Lord said to him, take your father's young bull, the second bull of the 7 years old, and tear down the altar of Baal that your father has, and cut down the wooden image that is beside it, and build an altar to the Lord your God on top of this rock in the upper proper arrangement. And take the second bull and offer a burnt sacrifice with the wood of the image which you shall cut down. So Gideon took 10 men from among his servants and did as the Lord had said to him. But because he feared his father's household and the men of the city too much to do it by day, he did it by night.
Amen. Amen. Yesterday, Reverend K said that in order for you to build the altar of God, you need to do what? You need to first give your life to God. You have to be committed to him. You have to be obedient to him. Because right now, we're going to pray. Because this altar, it comes with prayer. Because we have to pull it down. But before we pull it down, because you know here, the Lord told Gideon to get 2 bulls. And then he said that use one to pull down your father's altar. and then at the same night build the altar of God. And then when we continue to read on, you could see that in the morning, the people in the city came against Gideon. But because he has already built the altar of God, God was there to defend him. Because they said, whoever pulled down this altar must die. So right now, I'm just gonna just explain a little bit and then we pray. Because yesterday you already did that. But because then it will be a lot of backlashes. So you have to build the altar of God. So how do you build the altar of God? First, you give yourself to God. You give your life to Him. You serve Him diligently. You obey Him. And then the 3S that He taught us: service, sacrifice, and servant of God. So make sure that you do what? You do that. And you also have to do the altar of prayer and altar of worship. Add that to it. So please, right now we're going to get up on our feet and we're going to pull down. You know, in your family. Like this prayer, it will be general. So that, but please don't pray the general part. Because in your family may be an evil altar of premature death. In your family may be an evil altar of hardship. On your family may be an evil altar of what? Barrenness. Because we know in the Bible there was different scenarios. Like when you look at Abraham and Sarah, all those, it was like barrenness. So every family had different things. So every area that you know, if you know in your family is incest, if you know in your family is rape, if you know in your family is teenage pregnancy, if you know in your family is jail, whatever it is, that's the area that you're gonna tackle to pull down that altar. And I also wanna let you know that if you also know a particular area in your life, like after we pray that we're gonna pull down, you have to now challenge that altar. Like in case they say that you cannot finish school, now it's your part to go back to school, to break that curse, so that your children don't continue. If they say it's marriage, in case it's divorce, now it's your part, that in case you are married, to stay in that marriage and pray and make sure you succeed so that that curse do not continue on with. So whatever area it is, you have to try to break it. If it is financial hardship, like after we pray and we put down that altar, now it's your responsibility to now. Maybe you might have to find a good job, or maybe you might have to learn how to manage your money well, so that everything you see you don't spend. So now you'll be able to save. Because if they're saying that in your family nobody can save up to 5,000 or save some money, now for you to challenge that altar, you have to save. So do you get it? There's a prayer part, and there's also an action, a physical part that you have to do to make sure that you're breaking that altar. But at first, you wouldn't have been able to be successful doing it if you hadn't pulled that altar. But once you pull that altar, you should challenge it. If, like in case like in that family, nobody can drive. Now that you pull down the altar, you have to go and now do what? Drive. Because now you're coming against that particular thing that they're saying that in that family you cannot do. So after you pull down, now you pray and you ask God to help you. And now, like because you have already pulled down the altar with you, you'll be able to fulfill that particular thing that they said that you can't, like in that house, nobody can do. Now you can do it. But in case you did not pull it down, you can't. It doesn't matter like what you do, you can't.
I had a question. Is this like going? You know how a lot of they was teaching breaking generational curses, breaking curses, but basically the altar is higher than the curse.
No, trust me, the altar dictates the curse. Because like the altar is like it's like your foundation, it's where you're coming from.
So even if you broke curses, that'll be broken. And
No,
the
it's
altar
because
speaks something.
it's because the altar is still like somebody, because as they said, the altar always have a priest. So far as the priest is always there, making sacrifices. He's always giving a voice to the altar. So the altar will still keep on speaking. Keep on speaking. And to be honest with you, altar, you have to always deal with it until you die because it's your foundation. It's your foundation. You always have to silence it. You always have to silence the evil altar from your family, and you always have to give a voice to the voice of God, the altar of God, to speak.
Amen.
What was the three asked again? The building.
Oh, service, sacrifice, and then the servant of God. Service and the servant of God.
Let me come in. You come back.
Okay.
And to connect to. So we will be praying Jeremiah chapter. Can you take that to you had it? Okay. Okay. So let me. I just wanted to add how this altar code really. Let's read. The issue we are having is that some of us are not consistent. You start praying about altar, you get a little bit breakthrough. Bye bye, God altar, I'm chilling. I got my breakthrough now. What's up, man? Oh, really? Then the altar stirs it up again. Then you are brought in ground zero. Reverend K, where are you? Reverend K, where are you? When you got your breakthrough, you didn't know me. Now that the altar is speaking, so my wife and I, we find common sense. We never depart from the altar of God. Because one of the things we've seen is that you can rise and rise and rise. It was, look at what they did to Bill Cosby. The man is 80 years. What else does he want? He's just about to retire and die peacefully with his legacy. Look at what he did. That's what an altar will do. Look at what they did to R. Kelly. At a point, your sins will catch up with you.
Yeah.
So you can't say I'm brushing it off. Whitney Houston. That will come up to you. After that, you go to your daughter. Look at the JF Kennedys. In the Kennedy family, people are still dying mysteriously. Up to now, they are still dying mysteriously. So when we are teaching you, this is not die by fire, die by thunder, I'm finished, breakthrough. That's all. No. It is you learning the principle of working the altar principle. So that for every miracle, every breakthrough you receive, you can maintain it and protect it. Servicing the altar. And it is better, you see, before an altar will attack, there are 3 levels of altar attack. We have the initial attack, grade 1. Let's say grade 1.
Grade 1.
Grade 1 attack is before the person even starts their journey, the altar can strike you. And so you can't start nothing good in your life. There are some people, they can't start anything and everything is difficult in their initial stages. They can't. It is difficult to marry, it is difficult to be pregnant, it is difficult to go to school, it is difficult to everything they have to start, they must battle because the altar says, I'm putting a full stop to your destiny. You can't start anything good. So there are people who are battling. I can't start my business. I can't go to school. I don't have money to do this. Everything that, and yes, they have great dreams, great visions, but they cannot just simply do it. They cannot just even get the job. They know if they get a job, they will be able to work hard and they will be promoted. They know if they can even just marry, they will be a good wife. They know that if I could only do this thing, how I would do well. But the devil will not even let you even start it. They will fight you from the beginning stages. Then we have those who start all right, but in the middle, you become stuck. You are what? Stuck in the middle. Stranded in the middle. Frustrated in the middle. They leave you halfway. You started, but you are now just stuck. And you realize that you are not done. And then the last part is those who started well, enjoyed success in the middle, and when they were about in their old age, then the altar will hit them, and then they begin to lose everything back to ground zero. It's called rise and fall. that one is the most painful time. Because by the time the altar strikes you in old age, you don't have the strength to fight. And even if you start fighting, you are too old. It will strike you in your old age and deprive you. So you go to some of our family, uncles and our parents, mother or father, and they'll tell you, oh, when I was young, I did this and I did this and I did it. But as you are listening to them now, where are they right now? What is their life like? It doesn't look like what they were telling you they used to be. I used to. And so it makes them live in what? Regret. Because the altar allows men to be successful, but later on, they must lose all their wealth. The altar will allow them to marry, but in their old age, they will still be single and not even have children to be around to take care of them. It is an altar which is speaking against them in their old age. And at that moment, they are so weak that even when they know that that's what it's doing to me, they don't have the strength because they are weak. In the middle, when they strike also, they keep you stranded. So some of us, we start school, but we couldn't finish. We get into a relationship, it doesn't finish. Everything we start, it's halfway baked. And you know, half baked things doesn't even taste good. It is as bad as it was not never baked. And then the other one is the first level one, whereby we fight you in every decision, every good thing you've ever tried to do. You are stopped before you even try. Which one would you prefer? First level, second level, or third level?
No.
Supposing you are to choose one. Supposing, which one do you think? No, just for conversation's sake. Which one do you think would you like grade 1, grade 2? At least let me start and then enjoy a little bit and bring me to the middle and let me be stranded. That would be nice. Or at least let me start and chill a little bit in my old age. And then if you take it, at least I enjoy it a little bit. Which one do you take?
None.
I understand none. But for the sake of conversation. Not you. Not what would you have wished for your enemy? You let's say no you this for your enemy. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. She says 1. Meaning you don't get the opportunity to enjoy. Your enemy doesn't get opportunity to even enjoy nothing at all because they were stopped before. You know, some of you say, Reverend K, I don't know, I have a really bad marriage. My husband is not treating me well. Men are not treating me well. As you are saying, I have a very bad marriage. Somebody says, at least you are married. Nobody has said, how are you? Are you married? Can we go out? Can we date? Are you available? They've never seen anybody propose to them. And now you are coming to tell them, you have no idea what my husband is doing to me. So some of you, when you are saying all this nonsense, they are keeping quiet. When you turn your back, it's a foolish woman. Even me, nobody has ever married me, and you are telling they wish you join them to be singles. So some of you, be careful. People you go to complaining. Because they may have never gotten even that opportunity. You understand? I don't like my boss. I don't like my job. I don't like my co-workers. And then they are doing this. Oh, really? For 2 years, I've been unemployed. At least you have some job to do for someone to give you help. I have not worked for 2 years. A woman came here 10 years unemployed. So shut up. Do you understand? So even when you think you are complaining, somebody is telling that how I wish I were you. You at least let me get a job and let them insult me and see your face like a monkey. Thank you. At least you still give me my paycheck at the end of the month. I don't like my landlord. I don't like my roommate. Somebody says I'm homeless shelter because I can't pay my mortgage or my. Do you understand? Even you, what you are complaining, it's a blessing for somebody because they are the altar is fighting them from the grade 1 level. They were never able to have the privilege to even get in, let alone to complain about it. So no matter where you are, you still have to say thank you. But one thing I will say is that the person who has the first grade attack, initial attack, once I start something and something is fighting me, and I discover, I go and say, what is going on in my life? and I discover that an altar is fighting me, immediately I'll start what? I fight early. So even though I may be going through some resistance, because I'm consistent with the fasting, one day I'll break through and I'll join the first level, second level, and third level. There's somebody in the middle. They have in the middle. They will also know it, but they begin to fight from that level, the old age level. So the best part is for them to attack you first. So some of you, thank God that you are fighting this battle. How old are you? No, it's okay. But whatever age it is, you are young enough to have known it. Than for you to be 80 years and then they attack you, and now where are you going to start from? Do you understand? I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying that the earlier you know about what you are dealing with, the better you are able to fight it. Until in your old age, you begin to know that, oh, so all this while this is what they were doing to me. So you are complaining, but at least you know it now. So you are working towards it. What if you got the realization and you are 90 years, 80 years? They will cause you. Where are you starting? Now imprisonment is now we are going to find an altar. They've wiped away your teaching and everything. Our brother just came from New York. You're welcome. Texas, right? Wow. Texas. Welcome, and God bless you for coming. Amen. I want us to deal with who caused it. Who did what? Who caused it? Give me the mic. Take your note. We are moving to another dimension. See, we are going to another dimension. Please, the principle, please let me know. So when I see some of you trying to outsmart the altar just because of a little breakthrough. One time I was speaking to one of our brethren who had a breakthrough, and the person was so excited about the breakthrough, and I think wanted me to rejoice with. But I knowing the kind of altar she's dealing with, I said, no, this is not the time for rejoicing. This is the time for you what? Dealing with your foundation. Otherwise, your joy will be short-lived. Some of us, we don't understand how to deal with these things, and a little breakthrough or blessing you think you've arrived. Otherwise, your miracle or your testimony will be short-lived, and then they bring you to square one. But when you know it, so me, when even I'm getting my breakthrough, that's when I fast more. That's when I pray more. That's when I serve God more. When I'm even single, that's not the time of relaxation. That's the time I'm engaging my altar. That altar of God defends this good thing that you are doing for me. Because altar will fight you at the peak of your excitement. You know, in your excitement, you put your guards down. That's right. When was Elijah hit? It was when he had gone to bring down fire, and everybody is saying the God of Elijah will be our God. There's revival. You would think that he is in the peak of his ministry. The next day, he is depressed and he's quitting. In your peak of breakthrough, you put over your plate, Reverend King, my job, my work, I can't come on the prayer line. This fasting, I was fasting to get a job, now I've gotten a job. I was fasting to get a man. Now and you see my engagement ring, so I had to fast. Oh, really? A little bit breakthrough. Bye bye, God. They don't even call me again. That's fine. When the altar visits, they know my number. They Google it again. Oh, okay, Reverend Kida. Please, if you want to fly high, if you want to make it, learn to walk with this altar and learn this principle for life. See, for life. It will save you from many pains and sorrows. Tonight, say, who caused it?
Who caused it?
Tell your neighbor, who caused this?
Who caused it?
This problem you are going through.
This problem.
These issues you are going through.
This issue you are going through.
These challenges you are going through.
This challenges you are going through.
Who caused it?
Who caused it?
Are you sure you are not the one? Tell your neighbor, are you sure you are not the one?
Are you sure you are not the one?
Who caused it?
Who caused it?
Let's look at some of the things being caused. Who is causing this affliction. Now you can turn the stuff off for me, please.
We are going to be dealing with some sensitive things, and I want you to
Turn it off.
Candy, yeah, turn it off. At least that's the benefit of coming. Amen. You have enjoyed some. This is inner passions.